the National Football League. Even with its controversies, television ratings for the NFL rose 5% from 2017 to 2018, with an average of 15.8 million viewers per game during the 2018 regular season. Conversely, the Super Bowl was down 5% from the previous year, making it the smallest TV audience since 2008, when the Giants beat the Patriots. Common denominator, anyone? Regardless, it's big business.
Theodore Teddy Roosevelt. He served 2 terms as our president from 1901 to 1909. He is alongside President George Washington, President Thomas Jefferson, and President Abraham Lincoln at Mount Rushmore. Homeschooled until he went to Harvard University in the fall of 1876. In 1895, he became the police commissioner of New York City. In 1896, as New York City Police Commissioner, he helped revive the annual Harvard-Yale football series after it had been canceled for 2 years following the violent 1894 clash that was deemed the Bloodbath at Hampden Park. In 1898, he organized and led the Rough Riders, the first voluntary cavalry in the Spanish-American War. Famously, in a letter to Henry L. Sprague on January 26, 1900, he wrote, "Speak softly and carry a big stick, you will go far." In 1903, using the term the square deal with some frequency, he drove his domestic legislative program. Shorthand for the most important domestic goals under his program can be boiled down to the 3 C's: consumer protection, corporate regulation, and conservationism. In 1905, he created the United States Forest Service and established 150 national forests, 51 federal bird reserves, 4 national game preserves, 5 national parks, and 18 national monuments, protecting approximately 230 million acres of public land. To this day, he is still the youngest person ever to become president at the age of 42.
After the Civil War, there were various colleges playing football-like sports with many different rule sets. In 1873, the Intercollegiate Football Association was formed at Columbia, Rutgers, Princeton, and Yale. American football as we know it began emerging from rugby in 1879 at Yale University. It was there at Yale where Walter Camp helped in the transformation from rugby to football with things like the line of scrimmage and the system of downs. He is recognized as being the father of American football. On November 12, 1892, Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania held the very first professional football game between the Pittsburgh Athletic Club and the Allegheny Athletic Club. William Pudge Heffelfinger was paid $500 to play in the game, hence marking the birth of professional football. Football quickly rivaled baseball in attendance, even though it was being labeled as the killing fields of the 20th century. There was no forward pass, no helmets, no protective equipment. In 1904 alone, there were 18 football deaths and 159 serious injuries. With carnage comes criticism. The gladiator sport started to get banned in many colleges.
So, what does the NFL and Teddy Roosevelt have to do with one another? He believed that football was a valuable proving ground. In life, as in a football game, the principle to follow is, hit the line hard. Don't foul and don't shirk, but hit the line hard. That being said, he acknowledged it required reform if it was to be saved. Using his big stick, he summoned the head coaches and representatives of the premier collegiate powers of Harvard, Yale, and Princeton to the White House on October 9, 1905. By the start of the 1906 season, they legalized the forward pass, abolished the dangerous mass formations, created a neutral zone between offense and defense, and doubled the first down's distance to 10 yards to be gained in 3 downs. The gladiator sport still exists today thanks to President Theodore Roosevelt's quest to save it from abolition.
In 2019, hit the line hard.
Don't foul and don't shirk, but hit the line hard.